a clean getaway. So just make sure you know where your Roomba is. All's well that ends well. That's our time for now. Thanks for watching. News 3 at 5 starts right now.
Right now at 5, the mother of a Reedsburg boy who died during a 40-day fast in September is sentenced. We'll have a live report from Sauk County.
2 children are hurt after a...
5.
And thanks for staying with News 3 now. A windy spring day. I guess you can call it spring, right? And we are under a winter weather advisory right now.
Let's get a look at the forecast. Dana Fulton is on the weather patio. Dana?
So that winter weather advisory is for the central and northern areas of Wisconsin. And wind advisory, though, in effect for southern Wisconsin due to, of course, these strong wind gusts that we've been dealing with all day. The rain just getting started again in Madison. This line of showers moving through in the last few hours from the western edge of the state right into the heart of Dane County. We will start to see some heavier rainfall here in just a little bit, but notice I do have our lightning indicator turned on right now. We're not picking up anything on our Doppler track. No thunderstorms currently with this line of showers, but not ruling out the chance to have some isolated thunderstorms this evening or with the next round of rain that we're expecting to pick up later on tonight between about 8 and 9. Looking at our Doppler track here, the storm reports from this morning. I know a lot of you sending in pictures of the hail that we saw. Just 2 reports from Sun Prairie and Monona. Hail anywhere from a dime to even nickel-sized hail for some areas. This initial line of showers is going to continue to move east pretty quickly, starting to move into Jefferson and Rock counties here soon. It is windy outside. Our sustained wind speeds close to 24 miles per hour in Mineral Point, 28 in Platteville with those gusts into the mid-30s for us. Right now it's 36 in Madison. Our temperatures haven't really moved around much today. A little warmer to the south, but thankfully again that cool air keeping things a little calmer in the sky. Temps are going to hold in the mid to low 30s for us overnight. They will not move around as we head into your Friday morning. Friday we finally start to dry up. We'll get a little break in the rainfall. We'll take a closer look at what's ahead for your Friday and this weekend in just a few minutes.
All right, Dana, thank you. Power outages have hit thousands today due to high winds we're experiencing. Crews from Alliant Energy and MG&E have been out fixing down lines. Those were causing isolated outages throughout our area. One in Middleton actually delayed school for about 3 hours. Another in Rock County wiped out power for as many as 10,000 customers at one point. That took workers about 3 hours to get it all repaired. In all, crews said this was keeping them pretty busy today, but it wasn't the worst they've seen.
Days like today, it could be pretty cold. There's definitely been a lot colder days this winter, but getting into this field, we kind of know what we're getting into, and you got to brave all the weather.
If the wind continues through the night, energy companies say they are prepared to send crews out to get any of those outages restored.
And here is a look at the current Alliant Energy outage map. Over 200 customers remain without power near Toma, and over 1,000 outages have been reported near Gaze Mills. It's unknown when that power will be restored.
3 emergency personnel suffered non-life-threatening injuries after their ambulance overturned in Sauk County. The sheriff there says the ambulance was turning onto State Highway 78 with their lights and sirens on. That's when the ambulance started to slide on that road. It then rolled onto its side. Another vehicle traveling south drove off the road and into a field to avoid hitting that ambulance. That vehicle was not damaged. The driver not injured. The ambulance was not transporting any patients during the crash. The Wisconsin Department of Transportation said that Highway 78 in Prairie du Sac was closed between County Road Z and Dam Heights Road for about an hour as crews responded to the scene.
Dozens of people were inside when a vehicle struck a daycare building in Janesville this afternoon. Janesville police said a car hit the kinder care on East Milwaukee Street around noon. The vehicle crashed through a wall into the building. The parents of 2 children chose to take their children to the hospital for minor injuries when they picked them up. No one was taken by ambulance. One child had a slight abrasion to the head and the other had some minor bruising. Police said it appeared the driver accidentally pressed the gas pedal instead of the brake.
The mother of the 15-year-old Reedsburg boy who died last September during a 40-day fast has been sentenced to 6 years in prison.
She will serve 3 years in initial confinement and 3 years probation. Jamie Perez joins us now from the Sauk County Courthouse in Baraboo with more details about what happened during sentencing. Jamie?
Well, her attorney had originally asked the court to not have any time in prison, asked for only probation, but the court said that any case dealing with the death of a child should not go unpunished. Now, her attorney said that the fact that she was so remorseful, did not have criminal intentions, participated in the fast herself, and the cultural differences here were reasons he did not think she deserved to go to prison. The court said by all other accounts, Titiayo is a law-abiding citizen, but the death of a child from a parent's neglect, religious and cultural differences considered, is not enough to go unpunished.
There is no greater responsibility than providing for the basic needs of your child. There is also no greater tragedy for a parent or a mother than the loss of that child. The fact that the defendant's older son died as a consequence of her behavior is as serious as it gets to the court in regards to what has happened to someone else because of a defendant's behavior. It is permanent.
Titiayo's surviving 11-year-old son is staying with the foster family for now. Her attorney said he has forgiven his mother, but has not forgotten the trauma he went through. Coming up tonight at 6, the emotional statement that she gave in court as she expressed her remorse and also took responsibility for her actions.
Jamie Perez live in Baraboo. Thank you, Jamie.
Fitchburg police are looking for a woman suspected of an armed robbery at a stop-and-go gas station last night. Officers responded to this report of the armed robbery. It was at the stop-and-go on Fish Hatchery Road about 10 p.m. Police said the clerk reported a woman entered the store, implied she had a gun, and demanded cash and cigarettes. The suspect left the store with money and several packs of cigarettes, then ran to a vehicle in the parking lot, described as an early 2000s black four-door sedan with 2 stickers on the rear window. No one was injured. Anyone with information is asked to contact Fitchburg police.
State officials across the country are challenging drivers to be more respectful in construction zones.
And this is part of a week-long initiative to cut down on accidents that happen in those areas. Rock County reporter Adam Duxter joins us from our bureau at the Janesville Gazette with why this week means so much to the workers in Orange. Adam?
Well, Eric and Susan, it's no surprise that driving through construction can be a pain, but one of the people responsible for doing that work told me today that a little patience and understanding from drivers can go a long way. Anthony Glenn's job takes him all over, whether it's a busy street, a workshop, or a highway. The road construction worker is always moving.
A lot of what I do is basically based on the safety of, our employees and, people that are driving through.
Safety is his biggest priority, especially when he's out in the field, or should I say, road.
You're always more or less looking over your shoulders, trying to, because you have to be aware of your surroundings, period.
According to the DOT, this past year there were 3,100 work zone crashes in the state of Wisconsin, more than 300 in Rock County alone. Glenn says, unfortunately, this is as big of a part of the job as anything else.
There's definitely concerns all the time when you're out there.
But he says the way drivers treat workers like him isn't always so great.
Probably the most frustrating aspect of it is people not necessarily being patient. I'd actually had a guy jump out of his vehicle, threaten to beat me up, move my cones that I had placed out there to keep him from crossing over what we had just paved not even 10 minutes before.
This week, states across America are urging drivers to be more aware in construction zones. Anthony says he just wants drivers to know he's a person too.
At the end of the day, we all want to make it home to our families. We all want to make it home to our families. Just sitting here thinking about the possibility of not being able to go home and see my daughter at night is a bit emotional.
And again, Anthony says one of the biggest issues he sees are drivers on their cell phones or driving distracted. He says putting down your cell phone in a work area can go a long way. But again, most of all, he wants those drivers to remember that the workers they're passing.
All right, that's Adam Duxter in Rock County tonight. Adam, thank you.
Madison's mayor-elect Satya Rhodes-Conway says she knows the Madison Fire Department could benefit from an additional ambulance, and that is something she will consider when she's sworn in next week. Her office will release a letter with budget instructions for departments like fire and police. An alder on Madison's Far East Side told us fire response times have been a growing issue in his district, where there are neighborhoods with up to 20-minute response times. Rhodes-Conway says it's premature to say whether the fire or police departments will get more funding, but she's looking forward to reading their proposals.
It's actually really important to me that I have a good relationship with both departments, but even more important, and one of the reasons that I wanted to come out here today, is to thank the folks, the firefighters, that are keeping our city safe.
The incoming mayor is asking departments like police and fire to describe how their goals align with Imagine Madison, the city's comprehensive plan.
Governor Tony Evers says he plans on appointing a new Columbia County District Attorney shortly.
It'll happen soon, absolutely. She's no longer, as I understand it, no longer district attorney. She has resigned, and so we plan to appoint somebody post haste. It's important. We can't have justice being delayed.
District Attorney Tristan Egan turned in her resignation letter to the Wisconsin Department of Administration on Tuesday. Egan called Columbia County a, quote, toxic environment. That resignation is just one more step in a series of out-of-the-ordinary developments in the DA's office there. In February, the Columbia County Sheriff's Department found alcohol use within the office, and now the county is investigating alleged harassment. Some of the most powerful women in Wisconsin state government are coming together to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the state's ratification of the 19th Amendment. That includes former Lieutenant Governors Barbara Lawton and Rebecca Clayfish and Supreme Court Chief Justice Pat Rogensack. Wisconsin was the first state in the country to ratify the amendment, which gave women the right to vote. Even though all women were allowed to vote 50 years after that, the state approved it in June of 1919, and the 36th state ratified it more than a year later, making it law. Governor Evers today signed an executive order creating a committee to celebrate the anniversary of Wisconsin ratifying the amendment.
In more local news today, the Dane County Farmers Market will be back on the Capitol Square this weekend. This year, there are 270 members of the Farmers Market. They won't all be there at the same time. On any given Saturday, you'll find 130 to 160 vendors. There are 10 new vendors this year, selling a wide range of products, including organic cranberries, organic apples, goat meat, smoked trout, and many more. But the market's claim to fame and what sets it apart from every other farmers market, it is the largest producer-only market in the country.
Having the producer be the person behind the stand is absolutely an amazing resource. We've all walked around the farmers market and kind of been tempted by something that was so beautiful, but you don't actually know what to do with it. Ask the person behind the stand. They grew it. They can tell you exactly how to prepare it and what the best way to eat it is.
In season right now, lots of greens, lettuce mixes, kale, and spinach. You can also pick up storage crops like potatoes, sweet potatoes, carrots, and cabbage. And like any spring, there will be lots and lots of plants. Sure sign that spring is here.
Yeah, even if the weather isn't
if it doesn't feel
cooperating,
like it, yeah.
Right. There's more to come on News 3 Now at 5. Up next, thousands of people in Los Angeles are gathering to remember rapper Nipsey Hussle, what his girlfriend is saying about him.
Why WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange has been arrested after nearly 7 years of asylum.
And on Wall Street, marginal movement as the Dow ticks down just 14 points. The Nasdaq falls 17. The S&P up 0.11 of a point. We'll be right back. The late rapper and community activist Nipsey Hussle is being laid to rest today, nearly 2 weeks after he was murdered outside his South Los Angeles clothing store.
Today, thousands packed the Staples Center to pay their respects. The LA musician was well known in the music industry, having just received his first Grammy nomination. His work focused on empowering his community, something that he backed up in his personal life. Hussle recently purchased property in the South Los Angeles neighborhood where he grew up and where he was shot and killed last week.
We lost an incredible soul. We lost someone very rare to us, and we lost a real one. And we won't ever be the same.
Former gang member, Eric Holder has current gang member, Eric Holder has been charged with Hussle's murder. Police say Holder shot Hussle over a personal dispute. Hussle will be laid to rest in South Los Angeles following a 25-mile funeral procession through the city.
WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange is under arrest and facing extradition to the United States 7 years after he holed himself up inside the Ecuadorian embassy in London. The U.S. Justice Department charged him with conspiring with Chelsea Manning to break into a classified government computer. His lawyers are fighting the charge.
It sets a dangerous precedent for all media organizations and journalists in Europe and elsewhere around the world.
Assange is also suspected of aiding Russian hackers by releasing stolen emails from Hillary Clinton's campaign during the 2016 presidential election. Assange facing 5 years in jail on the U.S. charge, 12 months on the skipping bail charge in Britain.
Federal prosecutors say attorney Michael Avenatti has been charged in a 36-count federal indictment in Southern California. The indictment alleges he stole millions of dollars from clients, didn't pay his taxes, committed bank fraud, and lied on bankruptcy proceedings. Avenatti was indicted late yesterday on the charges following his arrest in New York last month for allegedly trying to shake down Nike for up to $25 million. The attorney, best known for representing porn actress Stormy Daniels in lawsuits against President Trump, said he will plead not guilty. Let's get a check on the weather now. Dana is here in the studio. Hi, Dana.
Hey, so we're talking about rain right now in Madison. Those showers stretching all the way down through Illinois currently. If you're in Janesville, you've got about 45 minutes before this light rain starts to reach you. We do have some spots of heavier rain mixed in there as well. And our next line of showers starting to form over into Iowa. That'll be sliding through later this evening. No lightning right now with that line of storms. I do have our little lightning indicator turned on, so it is just rain that we're talking about currently. The center of the system still off the edge of South Dakota. It's going to continue to slide northeast. Will stay very windy and gusty until this front slides over early Friday morning. So our winds will actually be diminishing overnight, and by Friday morning, anywhere from 8 to 15 miles per hour. Still breezy, but not nearly as windy as we were today. For your Friday afternoon, a little wraparound shower is possible for central and the very edge of southern Wisconsin, but it's only a slight chance for us for Friday afternoon as that storm again pulls a little further northeast. So our line of showers sliding through right now will be to the east here in just a little bit. It's moving through fairly quickly. It's windy outside. You'll likely need the umbrella. It's falling just hard enough, but we are expecting that shower break in between the first line and another line coming through, hovering right around 8, 9 o'clock, maybe closer to 10 too for areas just east of Madison. We have a bit of a break overnight, not ruling out the chance for scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms, but the main bulk of the moisture will be out of here as we get into early Friday morning. And that wraparound chance, again, for the central area of Wisconsin, maybe stretching towards the very northern edge of Grant County to see a little sprinkle Friday afternoon and evening. Saturday morning, we start off with sun, and then our skies will steadily late in the day become mostly cloudy. Our next chance for some moisture is going to creep in on Sunday. Most of this is going to stay south of us, but Sunday we're looking at mostly sunny skies, and for later in the afternoon, the chance for some rain and snow showers. It looks like right now some light snow could fall for us around Madison. Most of the snow, though, will stay southeast towards the southeast corner of the state and down into northern Illinois. Overnight lows are going to hold fairly steady compared to where we're at right now. Mid to upper 30s as we head into your Friday morning. There's that second line of storms coming through for us. Again, between 8, 9, 10 o'clock, the chance to see some heavier rainfall, also some stronger wind gusts, and we may see a little more hail. I know we did have a few hail reports this morning. By Friday morning, our breeze coming from the south. We will see some cloud coverage in the day, but we're not looking at any more moisture sliding through, really, just that slight chance for some light rainfall. Saturday, we start off partly cloudy, and then later in the evening, the clouds build back in. in front of that next system, bringing us some showers or some snow showers for Sunday. That winter weather advisory is in effect until 7 for areas really well to the north, central Wisconsin. And we do have a winter storm warning in northern Wisconsin. The southern majority of the state, though, under a wind advisory right now. That was only going to go until 11. It was extended until 7 o'clock because our wind gusts, along with this line of storm, still picking up. Our alert day is still in the forecast for tonight because the possibility for a few thunderstorms later this evening that could bring some gusts and some heavy rainfall. Overnight temperatures are going to hold steady. Don't expect any major drops. Tomorrow will be slightly more mild with our temperatures. Very windy outside, though. Our breeze coming from the southwest at 15 to 25 miles per hour. By Saturday, we have sunshine. Temps will be in the upper 40s. Another cool day on Sunday with that rain and snow chance. And then heading into next week, temperatures again will be a little bit below average as far as your forecast is concerned. We'll take a look at what's going on the roads right now. This is a look at the Beltline for us right at Gammon Road. Of course, we have a little water on the camera. The camera's been a little shaky for us, too, because of the wind gusts. The Beltline, we are seeing delays both east and westbound. Folks slowing down quite a bit for us. Speeds improve a little bit the closer you get to Gammon Road, a little closer you get to Park Street, and, of course, John Nolan. We're seeing reductions on both sides. A few brake lights there. Janesville doesn't look too bad. 39 and 90 stretching down through Rock should be just fine right now. An 8-minute drive from Verona to the Beltline, 7 minutes from Oregon to the Beltline, and 4 from Springfield to University Avenue. So everything pretty close to where we should be, including our drive times from Janesville to the Beltline. Sauk City to Middleton will be just about 17 minutes. Take you a little longer than usual, though, if you're traveling southbound from Sun Prairie to downtown. It'll be a quick 20-minute drive. That's a quick look at traffic.
All right, thanks, Dana.
Ahead at 5, a record number of robocalls are flooding our phone lines these days. How lawmakers are trying to block those unwanted calls. No one likes robocalls, and new numbers show we are getting more of them than ever before.
As Natalie Brand reports, lawmakers on Capitol Hill are now trying to take action and pass a bill that would go after the unwanted callers.
Americans received so many robocalls last month, it amounted to almost 2,000 calls a second. A total 5.23 billion, nearly half of them scams, according to YouMail.
It's an annoyance, it's an invasion of privacy, it costs people money.
Margot Saunders of the National Consumer Law Center testified about the issue before lawmakers on Capitol Hill Thursday.
There are no blue robocalls or red robocalls. There are just irritating robocalls.
The card number you said?
Senator Cory Gardner of Colorado shared his own story of frustration, proving not even congressional offices are immune.
These criminals are taunting us because they think we won't act.
A bipartisan bill called the Traced Act would increase the penalty for robocalls to up to $10,000 per illegal call and would require phone companies to implement Stir Shaken, a caller ID authentication system that verifies if a number is legitimate.
The legislation also aims to boost the partnership between federal agencies and state attorneys general nationwide to pursue civil or even criminal enforcement.
The best way to prevent illegal robocalls is to stop them from ever being made. And the best way to ensure that is put the people that are making them behind bars.
For now, experts suggest using your caller ID to block specific types of calls or downloading apps that will do the work for you. And Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
And stay with us. We'll have one final check of your forecast in just a moment.
Here's a look at some of the stories we are working on tonight. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange arrested in London. When could he be extradited to the U.S.? A new scam targeting Social Security numbers. We'll show you what you need to watch out for. And we head west to shine a light on a possible dream job. Tonight on the CBS Evening News.
And a little more rain on the way tonight.
Yes, we're going to continue to see these scattered showers moving throughout the rest of our evening and overnight. Possibility for some thunderstorms in there. Right now, though, no lightning, so no thunder for us. Temperatures tomorrow will be in the mid-40s for afternoon highs. We are expecting a mostly cloudy sky with the slight chance for a few light showers. Saturday, we get a little more sunshine, though it's still going to be cool this weekend. And Sunday, we're going to see a little rain and snow shower mix for us. That could lead to a little bit of accumulation by Monday morning.
All right, Dana, thanks. We'll be back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. Stay tuned for the CBS Evening News.